Before we begin, I would like to share certain guidelines to be followed during the course of this session. All participants are requested to put themselves on speaker view mode for better clarity and experience of the session. Except for the speakers, all participants will be force muted for minimal disturbance during the course of the session. Except for the speakers, all participants are requested to stop video streaming. This will consume less bandwidth and help you enjoy seamless connectivity. Kindly post your queries in the chat section so that the same can be addressed during the course of the session. Time permitting, we may pick one or two of the most relevant questions and address them in the session. I'd like to request our IMC Ladies Wing President, Mrs. Anuja Mittal, who has set a new standard for IMC by having a phenomenal virtual year, to give the welcome address. Over to Mrs.
Reena, before that, Yashomati ji is online with us.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here and I'm so sorry, everybody. I really wanted to be there for the whole session, but apparently I am in the budget session is going on, and that is why I cannot continue for more than 3 minutes over here. So I am firstly apologizing to all of you all. Please forgive and pardon me.
We welcome you. We welcome you, ma'am. Please continue.
Thank you so much.
Please continue.
Thank you so much. The topic that you all have chosen is also extremely good. Aamchi Mumbai, Safe Mumbai. Means we have the capacity to talk in both the languages. You can talk in Marathi and you can talk in English also. But apparently the state of Maharashtra has been focusing a lot on women's security. And me being a woman and child minister, I'm also looking towards it in a very different angle. We have been doing a lot of work, though, with the help of the NGOs and the other organizations along with the government. But what I feel is Mumbai is, of course, safe and safer than most of the states in our countries. I have roamed around the whole country, probably because of my political activity and my party working. And of course, Mumbai is one of the safest countries. Mumbai is one of the safest places that we all know. The other day, when all of you all invited me, somebody came to me, "Tumhala amala itna safe वाटतंय, हम कधी पण येऊ शकतो." This is, I see a lot of beautiful, and personally also I would like to meet all of you all one-to-one as and when time permits me, and as and when, of course, you all permit also, and I would like to know all of you all personally. But now I have to rush to the house again, so I apologize for this, and I apologize and I say thank you both at the same time. And sometimes please do invite me in person so that we meet up and we can discuss and work on more on the subject of Mumbai, safety of Mumbai and safety of women as a whole. But before I end and before I rush to the house, I would like to make a small appeal through the IMC, and that appeal is, the other day, I don't know whether you guys have heard it or not, but the other day there was in the news incidents of Jalgaon, where the opposition tried to torture the image of the government and of the institute and of the women's also. So there was an incident which they quoted, and apparently that incident turned out to be false. So whenever we are dealing with women's and women's security, I would always request everybody that before you take anybody's name, before you take anybody's institution's name, or before you even mention it or spell it out, please be careful of whatever comes your way and support the cause of the women. I am sorry I have to leave, but my name is being announced and I have to go back to the session of the House. And because it is a budget session and the supplementary demands are here today, none of us knew that they were going to be today exactly clashing up with our program. So I apologize once again. I take your leave. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you, Yashomati ji. Thank you so much for your advice.
And I'm so sorry for leaving. I have to, but.
Thank you so much for being with us and even trying to sneak out of that for the last few minutes. That was really, really nice because we were looking forward. But this whole trajectory of connecting with you, inviting you, Susie Ben getting you, and you being personally approving everything shows your absolute confidence that we can launch comfortably and make a success out of this. So
let
we
us
look
meet in person whenever it is possible, please. We'll be grateful. Okay?
We'll do that. And
thank you so much. Thank you.
You're mute. You're mute.
Mute.
May I quickly request Mrs. Anuja Mittal to give the welcome address as the IMC Ladies Wing President.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the IMC Ladies Wing, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed chief guest, Srimati Yashomati Chandrakant Thakur Sunavne, Honorable Minister of Women and Child Development, Maharashtra. It was an honor to hear you out, ma'am. I would also like to welcome our esteemed guest of honor, Mr. Vishwas Nangare Patil, IPS, and special invitee, Mrs. Nupur Jhunjhunwala from UN Women India Country Office. Where would Mumbai be without its women? They are the heart that rules the earth. Mumbai has had a long tradition of women working. They have made their mark in politics, in business, in the boardroom, even on the shop floor. We have had a long history of women who have shattered gender stereotypes and emerged victorious in a male-dominated society. They continue to do so and make us proud in varied fields, from scientific research to the cricket pitch. And their stellar achievements bring honor to the country. The contemporary Indian woman is going through a tectonic shift in her personal as well as professional life. On the occasion of International Women's Day, our respected chief guest, Srimati Yashomati Chandrakant Thakur, Mr. Vishwas Nangare Patil, and Mrs. Nupur Jhunjhunwala will inspire us with their erudite thoughts on betterment of women and children. We are humbled to host this event. So before we begin, I would like to present Srimati Yashomati Chandrakant Thakur, Mr. Vishwas Nangare Patil, and Mrs. Nupur Jhunjhunwala an e-certificate from Grow Trees consisting of a ticket of 10 trees, each planted in your honor as a token of our gratitude on behalf of the IMC Ladies Wing. This is our committee, Make Mumbai Safe committee. May I now request Mrs. Aarti Gandhi, chairperson of the committee, to take this event forward.
Firstly, Honorable Minister of Women and Child Development, Yashomati Ji Thakur has already addressed us. Joint Police Commissioner Law and Order Mumbai, Shri Vishwas Nangare Patil, Mrs. Nupur Jhunjhunwala, Monitoring, Evaluation and Partnership Lead, UN Women, esteemed guests and friends. This is a proud and heartening moment for all of us at the Ladies Wing Indian Merchants Chamber as we launch the ambitious project Aamchi Mumbai, Safe Mumbai. As the minister said, the words were chosen so we can talk in Marathi, Hindi, and English, which is the culture of Mumbai. Although Mumbai is one of the safest cities in the country, there is still an underlying fear of the safety for women and children. Over the last several years, our newspapers periodically report physical and mental assault and atrocities on women and children, both boys and girls, including from within their own families. These heart-wrenching incidents evoke fear and anxiety. Today's women and young girls are full of aspirations and dreams for themselves, as well as their children. They think as Mary Angelo, quote, "My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. They wish to live their life to the fullest." To support and empower our women, IMC, along with our government, police, UN Women, and other stakeholders, will work towards making Mumbai a place where women can fearlessly achieve their dreams. The project can be done when the entire city comes together to participate. It is a multi-pronged project, and we all have to work together to see it through, to make a better place for the next generation. Over the last 2 to 3 years, we have had a lot of discussions and studied best practices, international and domestic, on making cities safe with stakeholders from various organizations. It is now time to get out of the think tank and get into action mode. I will run you through a few slides to showcase the plan of action. Zareen, can we see the slides? Zareen, Mithila, can we see the slides, please?
Yes, 2 minutes, ma'am.
Okay. So the first slide showcases that without the entire city getting together, a project of this largeness is not possible. So we need the entire city to be together. It is Aamchi Mumbai, and we all have to work and strive towards it to make our daughters and younger generation live the full life they wish to. So these are the potential stakeholders which we will all need to work with, plus individually the entire city of Bombay. We have spoken to some. Most people we speak to have been more than happy to join the cause, and we wish to take it further in the coming days. Next slide, please. A few of the things which we can start doing. One of the most important thing is the awareness campaign. The girls need to know, boys need to know how to protect oneself. First response to abuse, existing police measures, punishments for perpetrators, and a mindset change for sensitization of men and women and gender equality. A few of these things Nupur Junjunwala will be speaking of, and a few of the things Mr. Patil will be talking about. But the important thing here I would like to mention is that the police has made extremely good videos related to safety of women, how they should act in different situations, and they will be sharing it with us for us to make an awareness campaign. Next slide, please. Next slide, Zareen. Women need to be empowered. To hold their own, they need to be empowered. When they are strong, they know how to say no. So to empower them to become economically independent, first we need to educate them and help them. So scholarships, microfinance tie-ups, skill development, and employment opportunities is what some of the things we will be looking at. Some things will start earlier, few a little later, but this is the plan of action. Next, please. Administrative enhancement. Public places need to be safer. Toilets, etc., need to be made. Public transport has to be done. Increase in visibility of police presence. Legislation needs to change, and we need judiciary support. So these are a few things. Some of our stakeholders have already said yes and will help us through this. And Mr. Patil is going to throw light on some of these issues also. UN Women has done some work on public places, and you will hear more about it from them. So next slide, please. So with the help and strength of all of us getting together, each and every one of us will have to participate. It's a long process, but it is a process which we can do. And let us make a commitment at this launch With whatever difficulties we have, we will overcome, ask, take help, and see that the next generation has a better place to live in. Thank you. Reena, come in. Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mrs. Gandhi, for that introduction. Just to let you guys know, this project has been her vision and her brainchild. She's a past president of IMC and one of the pillars. Thank you so much, Bharti. It is our privilege to have today as our guest of honor, Mr. Vishwas Nangre Patil, Joint Commissioner of Police, Law and Order, Mumbai. A highly decorated officer, he was awarded the President's Police Gallantry Medal for his role in the counter-terrorist operations during the 26/11 attack in Mumbai. He was the first police officer to enter the Taj Hotel at the time. He is the author of 2 highly motivational books, Man Mein Hai Vishwas and Kar Har Maidan Fateh, where he talks about his struggles and his journey from being a small village boy to becoming an exceptionally accomplished IPS officer. Mr. Patil is a role model for Indian youth, and his story is an inspiration for millions. Sir, I'd like to share with you that not only youngsters, but you also have quite the female fan following at the IMC Ladies Wing. And I'm pretty sure even in the main wing, you have plenty of fans there as well. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to request our dashing and dynamic Joint Commissioner, Mr. Vishwas Nangre Patil, to say a few words.
Jai Hind, first of all, I would like to express my sincere thanks to the women wing of IMC, Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I would like to congratulate them for this initiative and campaign of making Aamchi Mumbai safe Mumbai. I have prepared a small presentation with the permission of the chair. I would like to show this small presentation which covers important aspects of crime against women, children, and their safety and security. Where do we stand? This data is derived from Crime in India 2019 of NCRB, that is National Crime Records Bureau. In 2019, Maharashtra had a total incidence of 37,144 crimes against women, which makes it the 3rd largest contributor to the national total after Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan. However, in terms of rate of crime, that is incidence of crime per 1 lakh of population, we are ranked 19th. In case of rape statistics, we contribute 7.14% to the national total. There is serious observation that out of 2,299 victims of rape, 29% were from age group 12 to 16, which renders this age group particularly vulnerable, requiring concerted policy action from our side. 98.4% of the rape cases were committed by individuals known to the prosecutrix. Let's talk about the major crimes faced by women during stages of their life cycles. Pita rakshati kaumare, bharta rakshati yauvane, putro rakshati vardhakye na stri swatantrayam arhati. Before birth, many girls are killed in the fetus. These murders are called female feticides. Many are killed when they are born. Many become victims of child trafficking. They grow little more and they are subjected to child labor, exploited sexually, married at tender age, and also some predators and perverts target them for pornography. At teenage, they are kidnapped, teased, stalked, assaulted sexually. We have seen the pathetic stories of victims of acid attacks. As adults, many face life as a hell. Dowry deaths, harassment at workplace, domestic violence, molestations, rapes, forceful pregnancy and abortions, cyber stalking, defamation, morphing, cheating, spoofing, and whatnot. All these crimes happen from public place to office to house. And at old age also, many face mental and physical harassment, abatements to commit suicides. Our vision is safety, respect, and dignity of women. Why are women hesitant to approach the law enforcement agencies? There are certain reasons. Sense of insecurity, lack of education and awareness about women's rights against crime, lack of self-defense training, patriarchy, fear of lodging complaints. What are we doing? What are the remedies available to redress their grievances? Mahila Suraksha Samiti. We have these committees at headquarters as well as at the police stations. These committees are empowered to examine reports of crime registered again under sections 498A, 307, 376, 509. These committees act as a feedback mechanism on gender issues to the senior police ranks from women active in public and professional life. Second is fast track courts. 13 fast track courts have been created across the state for speedy disposal of gender offenses. In Mumbai, there exists a fast track court for immoral trafficking also. The state government has further decided to establish 25 more fast track courts, which are presently pending approval in the Law and Justice Department. Vishaka committees, in pursuance of the Vishaka case, the Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act 2013, Prohibition, Prevention and Redressal Act was passed. And it's mandated to have internal complaint committee, popularly called as Vishaka committees, in every institution and establishment to inquire and redress the issues of harassment at workplace. Women counseling centers, we do have 90 women counseling centers across the state of Maharashtra as a joint program of Women and Child Welfare Department, the police and Tata Institute of Social Sciences. These counseling centers act as a catalyst in supporting the victims of domestic violence, sexual assaults, and other such crimes. Sakhi one-stop centers. These are established to provide support and assistance to women affected by violence, both in private and public places under one roof. Female Feticide Prevention Plan. Each unit has appointed a nodal officer for the execution of these provisions of PCPNDT Act, that is Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Prohibition of Sex Selection Act 1994. This unit works when complaint is lodged. This unit needs to be reactivated on priority basis. Mahila Helpline, women helplines have been created and effectively monitored at the police control rooms. For Mumbai and surrounding areas, it's 103, and rest of Maharashtra, it is 1091. Manodhairya Yojana was commenced in the state in 2013 for provision of economic support to victims of rape and acid attack. Women's security in public places, in pursuance of the Supreme Court judgment in DIG versus S. Samuthiran, we have collected data of the number of railway stations, bus stands, malls, cinema halls, parks, places of worship, and other spots of public recourse. We have 3-tier patrolling scheme based on QR codes to cover these areas. In Mumbai, we have installed 5,000 CCTV cameras in the first phase, and 7,000 more CCTV cameras will be installed in the second phase soon. We, Mumbai Police, have issued 144 CRPC order mandating all the important establishments, schools, colleges, housing societies, business complexes to install CCTV cameras facing towards the periphery. This has increased the capacity of CCTV network by 50,000 more cameras in just 3 months. The CCTV is a great tool for detection, prevention, and deterrence of crime. Operation Muskaan or Smile is the initiative of government to rescue and rehabilitate missing children. Database of minor children found at railway stations, bus stops, temples, traffic signals, as well as orphanages, remand homes, and other such places is created. Their pictures are uploaded on the state government portal trackthemissingchild.com. Anyone in the country can access these pictures in case they are looking for a missing child. Maharashtra has been leading among the lead performance in the nation till date. We have traced 4,296 missing children, out of which 3,511 children were not on record. 3,891 families have been united. Cyber police stations. Mumbai was having only one cyber police station at BKC, which was overloaded with work of investigation of serious cyber frauds. But on 26th January 2021, we have started 5 new regional cyber police stations, which are successfully investigating the crimes of cyber stalking, harassment on social media, and other such crimes against women. I'm giving some of the positive examples of best practices in India and abroad adopted by law enforcement agencies to deal with this subject. The exercise of SPIVAC of Delhi Police, the Special Police Unit for Women and Children, that SPIVAC, or earlier known as Crime Women's Cell, was set up in 2009 to impart basic self-defense training to women. During the self-defense training, the participants are also being trained how to make use of things like dupatta, pain, and handbags to protect themselves from attacks by antisocial elements, chain snatchings, and criminal assaults, etc. This is Vanita Sahibani, VSV of Bengaluru Police. The VSV is distinct from other police helplines in that it's not oriented as a crime or emergency response mechanism, but also as a rehabilitation and counseling agency that also has resources at its disposal, like short stay homes. She teams, SHE stands for Security for Her is Ensured. This is a very innovative and effective exercise of Hyderabad Police. 100 SHE teams are working under direct supervision of additional CP crimes and SIT. Places and timings where eve-teasing is prominent are identified and plotted. Stalkers are identified and brought to the specialized women police station. Counseling is done along with the family members of the stalker in the police station. His activity sheet is prepared and stored in a central database, and his activities are monitored on a daily basis by the territorial SHE team. Some global best practices. This special inquiry units under London Metropolitan Police. These are specialized teams consisting of 4 to 6 officers in each unit. Apart from the legal aspects of investigation, the SEU also provides post-incident counseling and monitors the rehabilitation of domestic violence victims. Training on RTS, that is rape trauma syndrome. This emphasis is on dealing with rape trauma syndrome of the victims, and care for the victim is the central feature in this. The civil rights to compensation, the exercise in USA. In USA, victims of violence can seek civil damages from the perpetrators for infliction of violence. This is a crucial departure from the traditional jurisprudence of separating criminal and civil laws. Latin American experiment of enabling complaints. Women police stations in Latin America and women police cells in India have led to an increase in the reporting and recording of violence against women. The visible presence of women police personnel has a direct correlation with accessibility of women to the criminal justice system. In Maharashtra, due to 30% reservation for women, we are witnessing satisfying number of female constables and officers in the police service. Linking prosecution, protection and services. In UK, hospital-based SARCs, that is Sexual Assault Referral Centers, provide 24-hour services in which rape can be reported, forensic examinations undertaken, and victims provided with medical and other kinds of support. Based on the concept, like one of the exercise she teams, based on this concept of she team, we started the initiative of called Nirbhaya team in Nashik city, which proved very effective. This is a small awareness video of this innovative exercise.
There's no volume to the video. There's no sound to the video.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah. Now we can hear you, sir. Can you repeat what you said just because after the video ended?
Okay.
Yeah, because we did
What do
not hear,
you
and even the
say?
sound, yeah, the audio sound also was not shared.
Audio. Repeat it. Just enough. Start. Basically, this exercise was with the motive that, see, the girls, the students don't approach police stations. Also, the working women don't approach the police station. So proactively, our decoy operations were laid, and these molesters, stalkers, youth teasers were caught. And they were brought to the police station and counseled properly. This exercise proved very, very effective. We can think of educating our girls on these 10 A's. We can prepare a small online compendium with the help of women wing of IMC if they agree. These 10 A's are very important. A for avoid a situation. We should train them how to avoid the situation. How will I realize when I am in danger? Second A is for access, prevent access to you. How will I prevent becoming a target, prevent online exposure and access, like on social media, like Facebook, control access using privacy settings. Don't expose personal details. Don't post your pictures for all to see. Third A is for attitude. Don't look and act as vulnerable. How can I project the message? Don't mess with me. Fourth A for aware. Be aware of your surroundings, how to read signals of danger in advance. Fifth A is for anticipate, how to avoid getting confused in crisis. Sixth A is for assert, sorry for the spelling mistake. Both verbal and body language should be assertive. Seventh A for agile, simply run, increase distance from the threat, reach somebody. Eighth A for attention, how to get help. Shout, run, let people know you are in trouble. Ninth A for act, how to make attacker hesitate. 10th A for arm, how to defend yourself physically. Again, I'm showing a small video of Honorable Kiran Bedi ma'am, in which she explains about the mindset and genesis of the problem. I had organized one seminar on this subject in which she had given this address, small 1-minute video.
It's not audible.
So please share the audio.
Yeah.
Sound has to be.
On good.
It's still not audible, sir.
Audio. Is it audible?
Have to share again, and below please select the sound to be shared. Yeah.
परत start पासून दाखव. Play. राहू दे काढत संपलं ते लास्ट स्लाइड आहे. ठीक आहे, last try जाऊ. The video cannot be played. I'll rush to the last slide.
Okay.
शेवटची वेळ. Sorry, there is a technical hitch. I will conclude with the saying from our scriptures. Yatra naryastu pujante ramante tatra devata yatre tastu na pujante sarvastatra phala kriya. Where women are honored, divinity blossoms there, and where they are dishonored, all actions remain unfruitful. This is again a 6 P's of crime prevention plan advised by Honorable Kiran Bedi ma'am. We all people, police, politicians, prosecution, pictures, media, films, advertisement, and prisons can definitely make the difference. Awareness, education, and enforcement, if we all work on these 3 fronts together positively and constructively, we will make this world better for our future generation. Thank you, IMC, for giving me this opportunity to interact with other members. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, sir. Thank you so much for sharing that presentation with us. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Mumbai Police for all the good work you do. Yes, we talked about the lot that needs to be done. But at the same time, I'd like to acknowledge all the good work that you are already doing to keep us safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I know you said you have to leave at 4:30, so we will not keep you. I know you also have to attend some session at the assembly, but we really appreciate the time that you've given us. And we will come and meet you to take this forward, to set the action items clearly so that we can have a proper action plan to carry this project forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Patil.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a pleasure for IMC to reconnect with UN Women. We had the honor of having the Executive Director, Madam Fumzili, with us at IMC 4 years back. And we're thrilled to have Ms. Nupur Junjunwala with us this evening. Nupur leads partnerships for UN Women India's country office, where she engages with civil society, government, and the private sector to promote gender equality and women empowerment. A lifelong advocate of building equitable and inclusive societies, she has extensive experience in impacting national and global goals for financial inclusion, entrepreneurship, economic development, women empowerment, education, digital inclusion, and accessibility. She has worked in diverse geographies, from urban North America to rural Northeast India, and has held positions in state governments of Maharashtra and Nagaland, as well as with several Government of India ministries. Nupur has successfully influenced regulation, negotiated multi-stakeholder partnerships, and implemented innovative business models to empower entrepreneurs, many of whom are women. I'd like to request Ms. Nupur Junjunwala to say a few words on this important occasion. Over to you, Ms. Junjunwala.
Thank you so much, Reena ji. Good afternoon, everyone. It's really an honor to be here. Today's topic is very close to my heart. Growing up in South Bombay, safety was never one of my top concerns. As kids, very young, we knew what the troubled areas were. We avoided them like the plague, but they never really affected our ability to roam freely. We enjoyed many late night walks on Marine Drive. We never thought twice before hailing a Kalipili, the safe taxis of Mumbai, or boarding a bus. We felt safe in our homes, schools, and public spaces we visited. But I'm sure my parents didn't feel the same way. So like all parents, we were given curfews, strict boundaries of where we could go, where we could not, instructions to share details of people we were with, constant monitoring of addresses we were visiting. This is, of course, predating the mobile age. So it was not as easy as a phone call. But we had, and as a child, I never wondered why this was a big thing. It seemed like, okay, what's the big deal? But now that I look back as an adult, I realize that it's not okay. Why is it that the streets were not safe for me as a young child? And even today, they're not safe. Every day, like Mr. Patil mentioned, we're bombarded with stories of heinous crimes, gang rape, stalking, child sexual abuse, parents, father cutting off the daughter's head. Some of these are close to home. Some of these are not, they're too far from our reality. Hota hai, jab log padhe likhe nahi hote, to aisa hi hota hai. We justify it in one form or the other. But we don't realize that every day we limit the choices of the women around us, whether they are our daughters, our sisters, our daughter-in-laws, ourselves. After all, it's better to be safe than sorry. So I'm going to talk to you about how it's important to break this chain. It's not just about accessing the services. It's not just about creating the regulations. It's about us bringing in those normative changes of how we can demand equality in all forms, demand that we live in safe spaces, we can work in safe spaces and play. I know when we, initially discussed what I would talk about with Mrs. Mittal and Bharti ji, I had promised that I would stay away from morbid facts, but I can't help it. The truth is that 1 in 3 women globally are either physically or sexually assaulted by their intimate partner. This could be a husband or a boyfriend. That means 1/3 of us have faced some form of violence by a partner. It's somebody we trust. Every day, on an average, 137 women are killed by a member of her own family. So the perpetrator doesn't lie outside your house. It's not that random man standing on the street whistling. The danger is within your family circle. It's within the people we know, we trust, and we love. During the lockdown, last year, in the first 2 weeks, the National Commission of Women recorded more than a 2-fold increase in domestic violence and sexual assault. And now, if it was not bad enough that we had to face these risks and these dangers in our physical world, the cyber world has opened up new opportunities for abuse. I'm not sure how many of you all are familiar, but the recent locker room incident, the boys' locker room incident, highlighted where it is young children between the ages of 15 and 18, school-going children who are talking trash. It's become easy for them to share pictures of girls, make judgment on her body, her looks, threaten rape for not having dated him or her, and this is all part of a closed discussion community within a social media platform. The idea is it's in everybody's rooms now. It's no longer that if I don't go to a certain restaurant or I don't walk a certain street, then I will be safe. It's not about that. It's about every child, or even you and me, who are online, and you have a random person messaging us to talk to us, or feels free to copy and share the image without our consent. And those kind of crimes are increasing day by day. They are at different levels. They could be as simple as talking about, like boy talk that we justify. It could be more serious in terms of trafficking. It's really about how we are perceived and objectified. So what do we do? The easiest for us is to become more protective and further restrict the girls. But this has to stop. The normalization of violence against women and girls has to stop. We have to stop telling our girls what to wear, where to work, how to sit, how much to smile, whom to speak to, when to speak, what to say, on and on. It's always because we put that pressure on the girl or the woman because it may offend some man and he may act some way. We have to stop making excuses for behavior, the bad behavior of our men and boys. So what if he shouted? He must be stressed at work. He didn't hit you. So what if he hit you? Kabhi-kabhi gusse mein ho jata hai. Chup-chap samajh ja. तूने तो ही कुछ करा होगा. What will society say? We all need to live in society, but society needs to change. It is now. It's all up to us to say that it is unacceptable for these crimes to continue. It is up to us to celebrate our daughter's birth. It is our responsibility to invest in her education, her career, her business. We have to respect her choices. We have to bring up our boys better, make them accountable. We need to hold our partners, parents, accountable to be equal partners at the home. We need to power the girls and women to follow and stand up to violence. The truth is that there are so many helplines. Every day we work on promoting a government-based helpline, providing access to justice. But you know what? The one thing that prevents a woman from leaving a toxic relationship or reporting a crime is that she will be socially ostracized. She doesn't know whom to go to. Who does she reveal to that my husband is beating me? Who does she reveal to that my boyfriend in college or my professor in college today is harassing me and won't let me pass if I don't sleep with him? Who does she go to when her manager is making her feel uncomfortable and staying back late nights? Because if she is going to bring those things up, often what happens is saying, "Arey, but kisne tujhe bola tha kaam karne ke liye? Padhai karke top ban jayegi." Do you want to become Indira Gandhi? These are problems that we actually cut the legs of our own women because we are not ready to support them when they are ready to fight. And that's critical. So unless we as a society start changing that, and as a people, and I think IMC is in that position to build those networks of support, you can't go out. These fights for justice are long in our country. They require a lot of support. After making a report, some divorces form relationship run years. For a rape victim, also, it is not often very easy to get justice. Rape is often relived through the media, through social media posts. Every time somebody posts in support of a rape victim, her picture, even though it is covered, is reposted and reshared, a reminder to her of the emotional trauma she has gone through. Victimized, and every day that happens. So how do you create those support systems? And it's not easy, right? There are no clear-cut sort of easy examples of it. We need to become, vigilant of these things. As things move online, we need to learn, and Mr. Patil actually referred to this, we need to start becoming cognizant of the bullying and the dangers of being online as well. When we share a photograph of a child, it can be shared. You never know when it reaches a porn site, right? You never know how girls are being trolled. Boys are bullying girls, making comments. It's as easy as, you saw a picture on a profile, you shared it and say, "Oh man, she's looking so beautiful." But the point is that picture was shared without consent. You have to teach that to your children. It often can be innocent, often not. The girls need to learn about privacy settings. Share your pictures, but who do you make that available to, right? And nobody is immune to this. It is a single, an unknown face on social media, or it could be a minister in the government, at the national level. Everybody is trolled. So how do you create that and empower yourself to be safe? Having said that, we at UN Women do a lot of work on behavioral norm change. It is the key foundation for any program intervention to be successful. In Assam, we've been working with the tea estate workers, over 95% of whom are women, but they're all at the base, they're the tea pluckers. They aren't the managers, they aren't the decision makers. They often go from abusive managers in the tea gardens to abusive husbands in their homes. We've helped them establish Jugnu clubs, which are community clubs, where they find ways to arbitrate with the family, to find ways to support each other when they go through forms of violence. Through these clubs, we provide training on access to legal support, to mental support, to support on what are the things we can do. In Madhya Pradesh, we've been working on auditing safe spaces within the safe city, framework, so smart city framework. So it becomes, how well are your streets lit? Are there bathrooms? How is the public transportation sorted out? There's an organization called Safety Pin, which allows you to do audits and figure out where your areas are safe. With the Ministry of Tourism in Madhya Pradesh, now we're working on a program to make tourism safe for women. When you visit them, are the sites safe? When you have guides, how do they behave with female tourists? Things like that. We're working on programs like that. In cyber safety, we just launched an app called My Amber, which is with the NASCOM Foundation, which provides women access to various solutions and, which number to call, which hospital, which police station, how to write a report, things like that. It provides that support to you. So there's a gamut of things. So I invite you all to join us as we fight this battle of normalizing violence against women. We must influence men and boys to join this discussion for gender equality and women's safety. We must enable our girls to speak up. We must teach our boys to listen to what they have to say. This is where we start. It is in our homes, in our workspaces, in our social circles. This is where we start for the fight of safety. It's not in the police stations. It's not in the courtrooms. It lies within our opportunities, within you and me, and in our families, of how we change those discussions about equality. So with that, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Ms. Junjunwala. It was really so lovely listening to you. I can see how passionate you are about this topic, and it is something that is dear to all of us here at the IMC Ladies Wing. We're really happy to be joining hands with you on this project together, and thank you for being with us this evening. For those of you who joined us a little later, I would like to mention that the Minister, our chief guest, has already addressed us. She was the first person to address the audience because the Maharashtra Assembly session is on and she had to be there. So her address is already over. I'd like to now request the Vice President of IMC Ladies Wing, Mrs. Nishreen Khorakiwala, to wrap up this evening with a brief vote of thanks.
Thank you. On behalf of the IMC Ladies Wing, I take pleasure in extending the vote of thanks to our chief guest, Srimati Advocate Yashomati Chandrakant Thakur, and guest of honor, Mr. Vishwas Nangre Patil, special invitee, Ms. Nupur Junjunwala. Minister Srimati Yashomati Chandrakant and Mr. Vishwas Nangre Patil did join us and express their support to work together and make Mumbai a safe place for women to live. They had to leave to attend to their call. They had to leave to attend to the call of their duties. But on behalf of IMC Ladies Wing, I thank our special invitee, Ms. Nupur Jhunjhunwala, who spoke in depth of women vulnerability and what can we do together to make life safe for them. But this is for the audience. The golden era of Maratha Kingdom was when Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj ruled it. He always stood for women's rights and respected the status of women. We should continue on this path. We must unite together to achieve this goal of Aamchi Mumbai, safe Mumbai. In unity, we gain victory. Standing shoulder to shoulder, let's undertake the responsibility to achieve a safer city with the support of the government, police, and the society at large, which is the vision of IMC Ladies Wing. Mumbai, which has made a place for itself on the international map, also draws recognition and respect besides other varied reasons for its police force. The force's motto is Satra Shanaya Khalni Granaya, in English, to protect good and to destroy evil. They are the sentinels that ensure we sleep peacefully in a city that has its share of crime and wrongdoing. We must unite together. A big thank you. A special thank you to Sushiben Shah for helping us to coordinate the event. A big thank you to Chairperson Bharti Gandhi and the members of the Make Mumbai committee for conceptualizing the event. My sincere gratitude to our guests, IMC members, and our own members for attending the event. I would like to inform you all about our next event, Impact 2021. Unleash your inner power. To honor International Women's Day, we bring to you super achievers from various fields for inspirational talks during the month of March. Series 1, Miss Vidya Balan, renowned actor, in conversation with Miss Vinita Dowry Nangia, Executive Editor, The Times of India, to be held tomorrow, 5th March 2021 at 4 p.m. on Zoom. We hope to see you all for the event. Thank you. It was a very good
Thank you, everyone.
That we have a lot of support from the government, from the police, and Ms. Jhunjhunwala from the UN. Is there anything else somebody wants to add to? Bharti Gandhi.
Well,
It was a very enlightening session.
I think go ahead.
Yeah. All of them had so much input.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have stopped the streaming once the
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. Please stop.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.